appreciate being invited. There are 6 candidates, and I'm the 5th and final presenter. The other Democrat didn't show up.
Our Kentucky home. We're proud of where we come from, of our way of life, proud to power America. But our numbers, they're not good. 44th in unemployment, 46th in taxpayer debt burden, 46th in...
Hello, Democrats of Kentucky. The Rainbow Revolution will be consolidated with a constitutional convention. Peaceful revolutions can only come by electoral revolution or by constitutional revolution. Only electoral or constitutional can a peaceful revolution come by. Some quick stats about the bluegrass state.
You better watch and make sure the people like Mitch McConnell don't get in, because those guys, if they get in and they get their grimy hands after this race, they get their grimy hands on the tools of the IRS. Do you think Mitch McConnell's really going to champion stopping the IRS from targeting Tea Party and grassroots organizations after those Tea Parties and grassroots organizations have targeted him so hard in election? Do you really think he's going to do anything to help the voice of the independent people? No way.
4.4 million is Kentucky's total population. There's 4.4 million people who live here. Out of that 4.4 million, there's 1.7 million Democrats registered in Kentucky and 1.2 million registered Republicans. One theoretically could focus on primarily the Democrats and win the governor's race, since there is 0.5, since there's 500,000 more Democrats than there are Republicans.
God bless Texas, but it gets pretty hot there for a big part of the year.
There's only one Democrat in this race, one truly progressive Democrat, and that's Jeff Young.
No way. And the conversation in Kentucky is Matt Bevin, a guy I really truly believe has been called by God. I really do. I met that guy, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like,
absolutely great.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the spirit jumps off of that guy.
Yeah.
And he's founder quality. And I'm talking to him, and I'm like, he left the room, and I looked at Pat, and I said, do you feel that? And he said, oh, yeah. I said, that guy's called from God. This is the guy we prayed for. Mm-hmm. And the choice is him or Mitch McConnell? Are you kidding me?
The top 1% of Kentucky owns 18.5 more times wealth than the average Kentuckian. The top 1% also pays Kentucky 6% less on taxes than the middle-class Kentuckians do. Middle-class Kentuckians pay nearly 11% in taxes, and the 1% pay 5.5%. Kentucky has $45 billion in debt. Kentucky has $45 billion in debt. $10 billion is in bonds, aka loans, and then $35 billion is in unfunded pensions.
God bless Texas, but it gets pretty hot there for a big part of the year.
So $45 billion is how much we're in debt. We have a yearly GDP of $171 billion. $171 billion. We're number 28 in the nation for GDP. We're not the best, but we're also not the worst. California is number 1, Texas is number 2, and New York is number 3, and all of them are making over $1 trillion in GDP. And Vermont's on the bottom with $28 billion in GDP. Kentucky has $171 billion in GDP. Kentucky coal makes up 1 to 3% of the GDP. Manufacturing makes up 17.4% of Kentucky's GDP. 2009 figures. 92% of Kentuckians are registered to vote.
Get up, stay down, rock that body, freak that body. We're just gonna teach you how to body slam. Get up, stay down, rock that body, freak that body. We're just gonna teach you how to body slam.
Thanks to Allison Lundergan Grimes, who could have been governor of Kentucky if she wanted it. There's 275,000 eligible adults who could register to vote who have not yet. 275,000. The median income in Kentucky is $40,000. Circuit court judges make $130,000 a year for 8 years. District court judges make $115,000 a year for 4 years.
There's a reason we ran for mayor.
We agree this city is in trouble.
The status quo has to end.
Hal Heiner has offered detailed plans with bold ideas to attract jobs and fix our schools.
He's been a Metro councilman for 7 years and led the charge to finally open up city books.
Hal is a self-made businessman who's attracted jobs from across the country and around the world, bringing 4,000 jobs home to southern Jefferson County.
Louisville needs a mayor with experience,
With vision.
With courage.
Louisville needs Hal Heiner.
Hal Heiner.
Hal Heiner.
So there's actually 7 candidates in this race, 4 Republicans, 1 independent, and 2 Democrats. Only 1 Democrat, only 1 true progressive Democrat, and then a Republican light, but there's 2 registered Democrats running in the Democratic primary. So do not forget about Drew Curtis. Drew Curtis is in this race. He needs to get 5,000 signatures by August, but as an independent, his name will be on the ballot, and there's 3 choices. So, you know, that would be, his position would be that much more magnified. His influence would be exponentially greater.
My website is Young for Kentucky, Young the number 4 KY. .com or .whatever. My real opponent is not Mr. Conway, but the ideology of the Republican Party writ large.
That guy, did you notice that guy dropped this pin after Jeff Young said that his enemy was the ideology of the Republican Party?
The Republican Party is the biggest threat to the real estate industry that we face today. And I'm talking mainly about Washington. The Republican Party simply is irresponsible and reckless when it comes to the economics, financial system of our country. The Glass-Steagall Act was passed in the 1930s.
Income per capita, 47th in high school graduates. It's time to put Kentucky first. First in job creation, first in education. It's time to give our Kentucky families opportunity. But it will take a true leader, an outsider, someone with the experience and
started trying to eliminate it. The result was the 2008 financial crash, which devastated the real estate industry and almost led to a depression, an actual economic depression in this country. So the Republican Party is reckless, 56, and in my view, the most patriotic American leader in my lifetime has been Martin Luther King Jr.
courage to change our course. He is a self-made businessman, a job creator, a former city councilman, and vocal champion in the fight to reform our schools. He's Hal Heiner. He's running for governor. And he has...
And I'm talking about, of course, his fight against racism, but also in the last year of his life, he came out against the war in Vietnam, and he started using his energy to fight poverty in this country. And in a famous speech 1 year before he was assassinated, this was a speech in 1967, he came out against the Vietnam War, and he said that the triple evils facing our country are racism, militarism, and poverty. Those were prophetic words.